This is time for Kinsey Schofield. We need to talk about the royals, as we do every Thursday. So let's go over to Kinsey. She's in London, by the way. We saw her earlier. She was a star guest on my show, What Just Happened. Now she's a star guest on The Political Asylum, as she is always on Mondays and Thursdays. Welcome back, Kinsey.
Hi, Kev. Yeah, we've had a pretty busy week when it comes to the British royal family. I mean, even tonight, King Charles hanging out with David Beckham yet again, Kate Winslet, and it's just so fun to see King Charles really in his element. I love this new alliance between the king and David Beckham.
Yeah, Sir David Beckham.
Oh, excuse me.
He's not quite knighted, is he, yet? But he's going to be. And you know that the king had a big role in that because they've become bosom buddies. They've become great mates due to their mutual interest in gardening and horticulture.
I saw some beautiful gardens today at Hampton Court too. So maybe are the gardens just a general royal thing? Are they all obsessed with gardens? I'm into it. I just have a lot to learn.
Well, the king is very obsessed with gardens, always has been. But it's a very British thing, you know, green-fingered Brits. They love their gardens, and both future Sir David and the king are no exception. I mean, the king's garden at Highgrove, where he lives, is just literally a horticultural work of art. It is stunning, stunning. He's even got this kind of almost medieval chapel that he's built there, especially a kind of homage to the spirits and all that. So it's an amazing garden, and David Beckham and His Majesty have bonded. Unlikely friends, but they've become great friends due to their love of gardening. And Beckham spends all his time down his garden, just digging away and all that kind of stuff. Dad...
It's a nice little replacement for the wayward son, right?
Yeah, I mean, exactly right. Yeah, Harry, you can't see being in the garden too much. My old man, my dad was a keen gardener, and I used to look at him and say, "What do you want to do this for? Why do you want to dig up the mud and mow the lawn?" But lots of British people love it. Lots of Americans do too. So good luck to the King, His Majesty Charles, and of course the future Sir David Beckham. Now let's talk about our friend Meghan first, shall we? It is the trooping of the colour. Trooping the colour. I always make that mistake. Trooping the colour this Saturday, and that's why you come over. You come over once a year to see this incredible ceremony down near Parliament, near Buckingham Palace, where the King presides over this ceremony, which is to officially to celebrate his official birthday. The sovereign of this country, they have their own birthday and then they have their official birthday. So it is his official birthday on Saturday, and he presides over this amazing ceremony. All of his regiments, his soldiers, immaculately turn out, you know, everybody knows what trooping the colour is. Big thing. This time last year, of course, it was when Kate made her first public appearance after launching her brave battle to beat cancer. So there's a remarkable moment last year, because she'd been, you know, away from the public eye for about 6 months by the time she came back. This year, King Charles will be not on horseback. He'll be going there by carriage. But, you know, it's an amazing thing. Probably, you know, definitely one of the most important dates in the royal calendar. And guess what Meghan was all set to do? You know what she's like when the British royals do anything, particularly Kate or William, but King Charles as well. When they do something that's going to make the papers, Meghan invariably tries to upstage them. So guess what she was all set to do this weekend? She was going to attend a ball called the Night of Wonder at the Natural History Museum in...
Yeah, we wonder how she got invited.
Yeah, exactly. In Los Angeles, where she was going to receive this bizarre award for services to unserved communities or something. We couldn't quite work out why she's getting it, but she was going to be there. She's going to make an acceptance speech, you know, in all her finery. She would have made the papers. So That was the idea. She does. Last year, when Kate was going to go to Trooping the Colour, she... if you remember, Meghan announced a new range of dog biscuits, which didn't quite get Kate off the front page. This event on Saturday, though, the poor Duchess, the disappointed Duchess, shall not get to go to the ball because the ball has been cancelled because of the Los Angeles riots. So she's going to have to come up with some sort of other way of upstaging the king. What do you imagine she'll come up with, Kinsey?
Maybe she's going to do the hokey pokey on Instagram next time. She's already crossed twerking off the list, but we have the chicken dance left. There's the Macarena. I think that there are plenty of options for dance numbers that Meghan could pursue online. But we actually do know why she was going to be there, Kevin, because her Los Angeles attorney is on the board. This wasn't a recognition that had any true merit. It was, you are who you associate with. It was, you know, friends with benefits, basically. And she was going to get a round of applause and maybe another shiny plaque from the museum and from this room full of people because she has a friend on the board. And again, it would have stolen a lot of headlines. It would have made great headlines for Meghan. And apparently the museum believes this would have been positive press for them. But for $1,500 a pop, you too could sit in a room with Meghan Markle and eat rubber chicken. So it's not like this was like an exclusive event. Really, anybody could go with if they
15. Yeah, you're right. $1,500 to go to this. $1,500 a head. Now let's just talk about this award that she would have really revelled in collecting, and then making her oh so modest acceptance speech that probably
about dish soap. About dish soap.
Yeah,
we would
yeah.
have heard about the dish soap again.
And can I just say I'm launching a new range of rosé wine. So this is what she was getting the award for her work, her tireless work. I'm quoting here: her work to advance community well-being and expand opportunity, especially for underserved communities. What the hell does that mean? And what exactly has she done in the field of advancing community well-being and expanding opportunity, especially for underserved communities? What has she done in that area? I haven't noticed a damn thing.
I mean, like, the last time I remember, aside from hanging out at the Palisades fires, which was just kind of a kick, you know, just Meghan chilling out. Like,
Yeah.
what was that?
Yeah.
I remember her going and speaking at the just the girls club. It was like the girls club in Montecito, Santa Barbara area. And remember, she said she was the most bullied person on the internet to all of these children that are actually experiencing severe bullying as children, not this grown woman trying to garner sympathy from all of these little girls in this room. No, you're asking a great question. What is it that they do? These awards mean absolutely nothing, because think back to all of the awards she collected for the Archetypes podcast. I think
Did she get awards for that crap?
I can think of 3 off the top of my head. And one of the reason
But it was
why
rubbish.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That none of this actually makes sense. It's all PR. It's all PR for the award show, the charity. It's all just orchestrated to elevate the cause, which she goes, well, great, I get another plaque or trophy on the mantle in the old office, the home office, where her and Harry sat right across from each other at desks.
Yeah.
So awkward. But yeah, I think that it just goes to show that the archetypes specifically goes to show how absolutely irrelevant these acknowledgments are, because Archetypes was quickly canceled after her after she collected her last People's Choice Award. And one of the reasons why you don't remember all of these awards is right after collecting one from Gloria Steinem in New York, Prince Harry accused the paparazzi of causing a near catastrophic car chase, which totally stole all of Meghan's thunder for that night and that award.
Exactly right. And she's not going to get any awards for Confessions of a Female Founder either, her latest flop podcast series. This collecting of these ludicrous awards, it seems to be a hobby of Meghan and Harry, doesn't it? Because who can forget Harry being awarded a Legend of Aviation honour. Why is he a Legend of Aviation? Because all he ever did, I'm not decrying his bravery and fighting in Afghanistan or everything, but flying helicopters in Afghanistan, brave, serving your country, all due credit, but that does not make you a Legend of Aviation, does it?
No, that is one of the silliest. That's one of the silliest examples we probably have of these two just showing up wherever they're giving away anything that shines in the sunlight.
Yeah.
Giving them a pat on the back or a round of applause. So, yeah, this is clearly just a PR strategy. They're trying to win the room. I think it's the same with the HRH. The way Meghan secretly sent Jamie Kerlima a gift basket with a signed note that said the compliments of HRH, Duchess of Sussex, Meghan. What Meghan wanted in that moment was for Jamie to take a picture of that and then send it out privately to all of her high-profile friends, bragging. And quietly, this elevates Meghan in this very influential high-profile group of women. Jamie does hang out with Oprah Winfrey. Jamie is who invited Meghan to that Hamptons event last year, where no one wanted to take a picture with Meghan, all the female entrepreneurs that were there. So they do these little, acknowledgments. They do it so to elevate themselves. They do it as a way of word of mouth to get them in front of other high-profile people, because Meghan is the ultimate networker. I mean, she networked her way to a prince of a husband, and I think that she uses these opportunities to meet new people, and it's under great circumstances because she's getting a round of applause in that room.
Yeah, I mean, this is it, isn't it? When you think about the Legend of Aviation and now this ludicrous award that Meghan was going to receive, these two would turn up to the opening of an envelope as long as there was an award in it for them, and they embarrassed themselves. The Legend of Aviation award was given to Harry by John Travolta, because John Travolta can fly, is a pilot too. I believe it was at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, but
and John Travolta just loved Harry's mom. This is more of him grifting off of his mother's, amazing legacy. John Travolta had that classic moment dancing at the White House with Princess Diana, and I think he sympathized with Prince Harry because he lost his mother early on. That doesn't justify a nomination or a win for Legend of Aviation. Okay, Travolta, love you in Greece, but we've got to stop. This is where we stop.
Yeah, Saturday Night Fever, you were pretty damn good in that as well, but that was a long, long time ago. What is, Kinsey, I'm putting you on the spot here, what is an underserved community?
I think it's people that want good loose fruit spread because they're clearly underserved.
I say so. What? They're underserved because no one has served them any scam jam.
Yeah, exactly. When I think of underserved community, I think of the woman that lives down the street from Senabale, who complains that she has children that need help, and Senabale and Prince Harry weren't there to help her children. That's what I think of when I think of an underserved community.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good point. Let's just briefly talk about Prince Harry. As I said, you were very kind to be a guest on my show, What Just Happened, earlier today. By the way, everyone, you've got to watch the show tomorrow night, 9 p.m, right here on Talk, because Kinsey...
If for nothing else, for the outfits.
No, that's about what I'm going to say. Because Kinsey and my other brilliant guest, Samara Gill, who's my producer, I'm looking at her now. Kinsey had this great idea. She said, well, why don't we wear ball gowns to commemorate the ball that Meghan wasn't able to go to? And they did. So both Kinsey and Samara, they look spectacular this week. So you've got to watch it for that alone. But you brought up on the show today, that we were filmed earlier today, and it's worth talking about. And I said, you know, does Harry, he looks sad. He was desperate in that interview he gave a month or so ago to the BBC. Desperately sad, desperately lost. A man lost in America with no direction home, not talking to his dad. So you think, well, what is he going to do? He's got to do something. But what has he lost? What has he lost? He's obviously lost his incredible life here. He's lost the love of his family. He's lost his role in life, which was to be a popular princess. So he's lost all of that. But the meaningful things that were left after his bitter divorce from the royal family here, when he ran off to America with Meghan, lured away by Meghan, by the way, the meaningful parts of his life were this. It was the Invictus Games for wounded veterans. And for that, we salute him. The Invictus Games are great. No one's going to criticise that. Well done, Harry, and well done for carrying on with it. But you also had Centre Bali, his charity in Africa, which was for mainly the kids of the victims of AIDS and HIV who'd lost their parents, but people who are still suffering from it. So it did great work in Africa about that. He's had that bitter falling out with them. He's left that, he's quit that. And then there's Africa Parks, his other charity, which is mired in scandal. You know, rangers who work for that charity accused of sexual crimes against local villagers, the extermination of elephants when it's not necessary. That charity's in a mess. So his two African charities that were very, very important to him, especially Centre Bali, he's lost that. He's lost them, he's quit them, and he's only got the Invictus Games left. That's not a full-time job. This guy's life is empty, isn't it?
Yeah, well, he still has African Parks charity, which frustrates me beyond all belief. I feel like he needs to take a stand there and say what's happening is absolutely unacceptable. And the fact that he doesn't, I think, shows I mean, we knew it, but what a weak man he is, that he won't come out and speak out against what's happened involving the African Parks scandals, multiple scandals, to your point. What does he have? I mean, he loves his babies. I know that he loves his babies. I know that he loves being a dad, but he doesn't have anyone that understands what it's like to be him anymore. Not even Meghan Markle. The person who he used to be able to pick up the phone and call and who understood all of it, whether it was the photographers hounding him or just the tradition and the history of the family that he had a hard time processing, Prince William, isn't going to talk to him anytime soon, if ever again, because Prince Harry and his wife attacked Catherine, the Princess of Wales. So I do think that he must be incredibly lonely. We see that he surfs sometimes. Sometimes he's out riding his bike and walking the dog. I'm sure that that's as fulfilling as you can get in 2 hours in a day. Hopefully he does find... What do you do for Better Up? That's the company that he allegedly gets like $1 million a year to not
mental health, not do very much for, right?
Right. There's Better Up. And then there are reports that he's supposed to be coming out with some new commercial venture, and that royal insiders are already saying, well, it's likely going to jeopardize his relationship with his father even further, because what can he do commercially that he's not tying to the royal family with use of his name?
Yeah, they're trading off their royal connections, which is exactly what Meghan's doing. And let's just talk for a bit, if we can, Kinsey, about this anomaly, this increasing anomaly that is emerging. So Meghan is taking more and more to posting pictures of her kids or bits of her kids, can't quite see the face, of course, and pictures of herself on Instagram, on social media. Meanwhile, one thing we know about Harry is that when these two launched their campaign to guard against online harm, where
Yeah.
kids can get sucked into dark places and harmed by what they encounter online, usually in the privacy of their own bedrooms when their parents don't know what they're up to. They're downstairs, their kids are down in the dark web somewhere. So Harry, let's be fair, he's very worried about it. He's genuine. He's genuinely concerned. So about a couple of, what was it, 2-3 months ago, Meghan announced, oh, I'm coming back to social media.
Oh yeah, she on the same day that Tiggy Leg Burke, who is Tiggy Pettifer now, lost her, and that's Archie's godmother. As far as I've heard, that's Archie's godmother. She was the nanny to both Harry and William. She loses her stepson, and that's when Meghan Markle decides to relaunch her Instagram as Tiggy is grieving the death of her stepson in a terror attack in New Orleans. But yes, proceed.
What I was just going to say, well, it's a very good point. But how can the Sussexes, look, we're just watching them twerking now, twerking. It's every time you watch that, it's more painful, more excruciating. What are they doing? What do they think they're doing? But how can the Sussexes be taken seriously as they campaign against the harms or online harm when Meghan spends half her life online posting pictures of her kids and herself? It's an anomaly that I hear Harry finds extremely irritating. So, you know, for all his faults, he's genuine about this. Meghan doesn't seem to be quite so genuine, and I think her activity online completely undermines their campaign about online harm.
It does. And Prince Harry recently said in New York, I'm glad my children are too young to be online. Well, have you looked online lately? They're on there. You know, again, they're on there likely against their will. They haven't given their consent, but they're on there celebrating their birthday at Disneyland or whatever, walking through the garden. They're out there, Prince Harry. No, I mean, it's a constant contradiction, isn't it? Here, over, well, today, I shouldn't say over in the States because I'm where you are right now. So today trending from Newsweek was Christopher Boozy chastising people, saying that they were bullying Meghan Markle over the twerking video. I mean, this is the same man that accused Catherine of faking her cancer, calling her cancer video like Korean propaganda. That is, how are you not harassing Catherine when she comes out and says she has cancer and you're belittling her or accusing her of lying about her cancer? So there's hypocrisy in everything that these two do. And once you recognize that, you have a hard time taking them seriously when it comes to anything they pursue, whether it's jam, whether it's a hotel, whether it's, campaigns to protect children. The problem with Harry and Meghan is there's no stability, there's no consistency, and they don't put their money where their mouth is. It's do as I say, not as I do.
One last question. She's talked, as you just implied there, Kinsey, about expanding as ever. Not sure what she's expanding it from. Selling a bit.
The fruit spread's a little thicker.
So she's expanding it from Scam Jam, and it says, or seems to be saying, she's going to go into the hotel business, Meg Inns, and also restaurants. Well, you know, you need to be damn good at business to make hotels work and restaurants. And the
Tiger Woods and Justin Timberlake, I think, just lost a ton of money on a restaurant that they went into together.
Yeah, and hotels, vast investment now. If she really goes into all this, she's going to risk losing everything. Somebody should advise her. Don't do hotels. Don't do restaurants.
They probably have, Kevin.
Yeah, and she won't listen. You're right. But it's just such a blizzard of frenetic activity, and you're not quite sure what you can hang on to. What is real? What is just an announcement? I don't know. It's just a weird world. Listen, Kinsey, fantastic talking to you. When are you off back to God's own country?
I think I'm going to leave Tuesday, maybe.
Tuesday, and you're off to...
Apparently, you guys are letting anybody that shows up here just stay, so I might just kick back.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
Enjoy my new life here.
Well, you're probably paying for the hotel you're in. If I can offer you a bit of advice, nip over to Calais, get onto a dinghy, come across the channel, and then we'll give you a free hotel.
Oh.
And we'll give you 50 quid a week and free dentists, free doctors and free lawyers. So what do you think? It's a good deal.
I'd love a nice little dental cleaning. So
there you go. Well, it'll be free. If you just identify as a migrant, we'll give you everything you could possibly dream of. Listen, well, we're going to talk on Monday and we'll talk over the weekend anyway. Enjoy Trooping the Colour. And it's been great having you this week, and you're not going yet, so we'll talk again on Monday. Have a great weekend, Kins. The great Kinsey Schofield, they're over here now. She's the host, of course, of Kinsey Schofield Unfiltered. Have a look at that. You don't want to miss it.